Welcome back, everybody, to another installment of the Montana series. I know it's been such a long time since my last video. Been off work for Christmas break, spent a lot of time with family. It's now 2026, so Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I'm excited to get back into Farming Simulator. I took a good bit of time off to kind of play some other games, do some other stuff. We're back into it. Lots has happened. I've did a lot of off-camera work. We're going to load into here and I'll show you exactly everything we did. All right, so it is July of year 3. We have passed a bit of time, got some stuff done. I'm honestly not entirely sure where I left off on our last video, but let me just go look actually. Let's see, what was the last thing we did? All right, so we've already done a full harvest and replant of this cornfield since the last time I spoke to you guys. I actually recorded an entire episode and then I lost like some footage of it. By some, I mean like 70% of the entire episode I lost. So we just kind of kept moving on, but we did do a full corn harvest and we ended up with 120,000 liters of corn sitting in our silos. So we're going to work on getting this next round of corn to be dried for the whiskey distillery. We've got the large John Deere tractor windrowing over there. We've got the other tractor doing some cutting over here to keep feeding the cows. We've been selling some cows, keeping the money going, got the chickens still going all good and everything. I did change up how I'm doing the cows in terms of how many I'm selling and buying each month. So I did some research and cows reach their full value when they hit 36 months of age. So basically I took the 500, divided it out. I need to buy 12 cows per month now at their bottom dollar price point so that I can sell them for their full value and keep a full herd in here. So the other ones I'm selling them when they hit a year, the ones I've been purchasing 36 of, making a little money that way and just buying them in sets of 12. We did purchase another field, field 32 right here. We did a lot of contracts over the break and we ended up paying for this field and we planted barley on it. So we have all of the components currently in production for making whiskey. We just have to buy the actual distillery, which I think the cows and our eggs are going to fund. Our eggs are actually starting to kind of rack up. We've got $52,000 worth of eggs already. But over Christmas, I did end up getting a Logitech G29 steering wheel. So I have been playing with that a bit. Don't have it set up right now. It's mainly used for field work. Whenever I need to, do a harvest or a contract or something like that. But we did replace our corn header. So this corn header was on sale. Let's actually see if there's anything else on sale right now. Nothing worth it, but we did sell our old corn header and we actually made money because our old corn header was worth more. And which one did we buy? The original John Deere one. We originally had that one. No, there's no way that was worth more. I sold something else. Basically, we made money. We bought this corn header right here, the C16F, and it folds out. It's 12 rows, so it's much larger. We'll just drive it out here and unfold it. Our combine, we also bought a new combine. So the S760 was on sale for like 53% off. That's what I'm thinking of with our corn header. We sold our old combine and bought this one and made money off that. So we do have a new combine. This one holds more in the storage hopper. I don't know what it's called. So it holds 19,000 liters of corn. This is a big combine. So fantastic for us. The corn header does fold out into 12 rows. So big corn header, big combine. We're doing great. Next thing we need is a grain header. Haven't really looked into what this is going to cost. This one's 10 meters. It's a small field, so we can really go as small as we want, but it's John Deere. So we need to get $100,000 for that. We'll put this back. I did learn that driving with the steering wheel is very hard. That's why I'm not recording with that right now. Can't remember if we talked about these seeders in the last video or not, but I did buy 2 of them and I can connect them so I get double the width with these old John Deere seeders. I tried it. It was very difficult. So because we have such a small barley field, I just used one of them to plant that. But we do have some seeders now. I think that's really all the new equipment. I did get a new gooseneck as well. It was on sale. It was like 20 grand or something. So bought another gooseneck because this one at the time was just full of corn stalks and I couldn't use it and I had nowhere to store them. So do have that one if we need it. But we're kind of stacked on equipment and everything. Got the semi truck over here, liquid tank, our flatbed, and I did paint the grain truck black. Didn't really like the grain, so switched that up. But that's kind of everything we're doing right now. Waiting on the corn to grow. We'll be able to harvest the corn in October because we planted it in April and we planted the barley in May. So we should be able to harvest that, I guess, in September. I'm not sure. Let's go check the growth on it and see how much longer we have to wait for that. Don't want to run into it. We're growth 4 of 8, so we're halfway there. We may not be able to harvest it until later. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out. Apparently I missed a section with the weeder, so we do have some weeds over here. I don't really care about herbiciding them yet. It just seems, I don't know, a little pointless. But yeah, we are just chugging along, feeding the cows, doing everything we need to do. Right now, we're just kind of passing through the summer. Not really a ton to do right now, besides keep feeding the cows and then probably do some contract work. Let's see if there's any good ones up for today. There's a cultivating one for 30,000. That's not bad. We may do that. We may do that contract, but we need to purchase the whiskey distillery, and it is which one is it? This one. How much is it? 240. Let's just go ahead and buy it. Boom. So we've bought the whiskey distillery. We have no money now, but we can dump stuff in here. I will probably sell a trailer and buy a new trailer. When I did this on another playthrough of this map, I was using this trailer to haul the whiskey. I just liked having an actual semi-truck trailer, so we may look at doing that, but we'll see. But yeah, that's kind of what we're doing so far. So I'm going to keep working and get these cows all sorted out and get them fed because we're running low in the food there. I got 118,000, but they'll eat through that in 2 months or so. Chickens, need to buy some more food for them. But because we just spent so much money, we're going to do some contracts while these guys are working on these fields. So I'm going to do some contracts, skip ahead some time a bit, and I'll be with you in just a sec. So I've been trying to figure out how I want to end this series. Not anytime soon, probably thinking the end of year 10. And I'm thinking of a cash goal, but not specifically from certain things like cows or eggs or whiskey or whatever. But one thing about Farming Simulator is I've never just been like overwhelmingly rich in it. I always just keep spending money and, you know, as soon as it comes in, figure out what I can upgrade, what I can buy next. But I think with this one, I kind of want to build not necessarily a mega farm, but a mega bank account. So what I'm thinking is by the end of year 10, let's have anywhere between 7.5 million or higher by the end of year 10. I'm thinking for the next series, we won't do it the same way as like I get to take money into wherever we go next, but I I kind of just want to try to make as much as I possibly can. And it sounds like a weird thing to say because that's kind of the whole point of the game is to make money. So I'm thinking by the end of year 10, we have a $7.5 million goal. And we try to hit it by any means necessary, whether that's selling grain or selling product or whiskey or cheese or whatever. We're just going to do that. But yeah, I'm trying to just kind of make this not a series where every other episode I'm either cutting hay or selling whiskey or something like that. You know, I kind of want to mix it up a little bit, do maybe some different productions, maybe get into the wood business. I don't know. I've never done the wood stuff before. It's very difficult from like, you know, actually controlling things. But I mean, I have auto load. So if I need to auto load some tree logs, I will, something like that. But we'll figure it out. But that's going to be our tentative goal is 7.5 million by the end of year 10. I think that's doable. I think if we really grind it but we're already halfway through year 3. So we need to be very conscious about what we're doing. I have every piece of equipment I could possibly need to do this and accomplish that goal. But I'm thinking like the only other things we should even consider buying is, of course, a grain header for the combine and potentially a third tractor. Maybe just a smaller, medium-sized tractor. You know, once we get more fields, you're going to have to be doing some more work on them. So maybe something like that. And I may change it too to where like once we hit the end of year 5, no more contracts. Everything has to be done. All money has to be made on our own farm. So I don't know. I'll do some thinking on it, some playing around with it and see what I can come up with to make it challenging, but also somewhat possible. But yeah, just some thoughts I was having while I was collecting the hay. I do think, let's see, can I not plant barley anymore? I can't. Okay, I can plant barley in September. I think I might convert field 34, the small one, also to a barley field. Because if I plant in September, I can harvest it in June and plant corn the same month. Because after buying the distillery, I can kind of see what I need. I need 12 corn, 6 dry corn, and 3 barley. So I'm going to need like 25% as much barley as I would as corn. But I will need maybe even less than that. I will need more corn to make the dry corn. So I think we'll do that. We'll run a barley rotation on the small field and then switch it to corn when it comes time to harvest. So we'll do that planting in September while we're also harvesting the big field of corn. I think that's in October, actually. Yeah, that's when it is, in October. Yeah, I think that's kind of the tentative plan now, is to just keep planting, make sure stuff is growing well, good yield bonuses, all that. Feed the cows, sell the cows, feed the chickens, sell the eggs. 7.5 million. It's gonna be tough, but I do think here, once we get this hay dumped, we'll check the whiskey prices and see kind of what we can look for with that. So where's that? With whiskey, you can get up to, am I crashing? Nope, there we go. With whiskey, you can get up to 4,200 in July. So 4,000 per 1,000 liters. I think we can do it. Wine's pretty good. It's expensive though, and it's a freaking pain. Last time I did a playthrough on this map was on a server with some friends, and I did wine. And I don't know if you've ever harvested grapes before in Farming Simulator, but it freaking sucks. It's not fun. It's very difficult. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Once we get these contracts finished up this month, we will get into planting some barley in September. I think we'll do that the same episode. I'll let you see the new cedar. I don't think you've seen that yet. I did live stream planting the previous field. If you don't follow me on Twitch, go ahead and follow me there. A link will be in the description. But I play all sorts of games over there, mainly Arc Raiders right now. Arc Raiders, and since I got the steering wheel for Christmas, I have been dabbling a little bit into NASCAR, and I'm not very good, but it sure is fun. But yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll plant this field with barley in September, and then we'll have a harvest coming up in the next episode for this corn over here. But we do need a grain header. I have 2 contracts running right now. One of them is 44 grand, one is 30. So we'll get about $75,000 ish, 73 out of these 2 contracts. That'll be a big chunk for the grain header we'd like to buy. We also need to sell some cows next month, so should be able to get that grain header no problem, by early fall. Just gotta figure out where to put it because we're kind of full on stuff. I did forget to show you a lime spreader that I bought. I needed to spread some lime on that field, on the barley field over there. And to do that, there's a new lime spreader that got added. I did do the unrealistic capacity just because lime goes so fast and I really had nowhere to store it. So I'll just pull it up over here. I don't even know where it's at. Let's just right here. It's the Amazon ZATS 6000. I did set it to a 50,000 liter capacity, but it shoots lime 54 meters. It's huge. It's great for such a task of lime of just, you got to throw it down. I don't care to get a little unrealistic with that. But yeah. All right. So it's been a couple of hours in real life since I last spoke to you, but this harvest took me like maybe 20 minutes. We bought the grain header. We actually sold some stuff. So I sold the teleskid and I sold my front litter attachments and a few things like that. Finished that $45,000 contract and that $30,000 contract, and we had enough money to buy a grain header. So that's what we did. We went ahead and purchased it. I actually won't get in that. We need to get the trailer over here. So this is what we went with, just 10 meters wide. It's not too big, not too small. It knocked that field out super quick. So it was great. That harvest alone got us, what was it, 49,000 liters of barley. So it's probably actually more barley than what I'll really need for the whiskey, but we did go ahead and plant the other field. So that field right now is no longer grass, it's fully barley. Did some math, and we can keep that field as a crop field as long as we fertilize that other grass field over there. We shouldn't run into any issues with the cows or feed or anything like that. One mistake I did make was I just skipped ahead to September instead of waking up in August as well and buying cows. So we actually kind of got skewed a little bit. We had to buy 24 for this month to cover this month and last month, but I'm just going to use some super strength right here and get this on the header, or on the header trailer. So this is almost ready. It's on 6 of 7. I did put the corn header over here as I didn't have any room in the shed, so it's ready to go. I need to do another little bit of field work on this field. I think I need to get the weeder going on it. It's 100% fertilized, needs rolling. I'm not going to buy a roller though. It just seems so not worth it to me. So we're going to take this seeder back, and I'm so glad that was on barley. I didn't even check when I started planting it, but we're going to run the weeder on that field, and then we're going to get auto drive set up, and we're going to harvest some corn tomorrow. We'll just go ahead and do that in this episode. Haven't started editing yet, so I don't know how long we're at right now. Hopefully it's not too long. But we're going to get the seeder back in the barn, and we're going to go get the weeds off that field and get prepped for our second ever corn harvest tomorrow. What that also means, we're going to dry this next one, and we're going to need some propane. So for the corn dryer, we need 10% of propane for however much corn we have. So we'll purchase that propane once we finish the harvest and see how much we actually are going to get. 90% yield bonus. The last one I think was 95. So we should have 110-ish thousand liters of corn. So I'm gonna get that going, and I'll see you guys in a bit once we finish up the corn harvest and get it rolling. All right, it's October. We're harvesting. This combine is very loud, so sorry if it's hard to hear. We are doing the corn stalk swath again, so we will bale all of this up towards the end. The big 12-row header is definitely going to be making a difference. I do have auto drive set up on our tractor and trailer over there. I think I'm gonna do a lot of this myself. I've got an AI worker finishing up the weeding and hoeing on the new barley field, but this grass field is also, I think, ready to cut. Let's check the feed on the cows. Cows are great on food. I think we can go another growth cycle of grass without feeding them, and then so we might just do silage on this one and see if we can make a little extra income that way. But yeah, I did end up filling the Jack Daniel's distillery full of water. So we have plenty of water there ready to go. All we need is just the ingredients. So hopefully all this corn will be dry by January and we can start year 4 off by producing whiskey. It is kind of slow. It takes a while. So we'll have to produce it and then just wait for it to be done and then wait to sell it. So see what we can do, what we can get done in this time. I don't like how the swath gets real bunched up right there. It's fine though, but the big 12-meter header definitely making a difference, and especially having, it's on the old combine, we'd be having to fill up or unload pretty much already. So I'm gonna get this going and I'll be back with you once it's all harvested and we will see how we did. Okay, so we did just make a purchase. They're still harvesting. They're nowhere near done. It's only 2 minutes after the last thing I said to you, but there was a sale on this, what is this? The 4755, is that what I got? It's the, yeah, 4755. It was on sale for like 60,000 and it has just enough horsepower to pull the baler. And you know, times like this where I've got the other tractor cutting grass, the other one running the wagon, and I really need to get these bales done, I thought it was time to go ahead and get a third. So we did go ahead and grab this tractor, and we are going to keep working getting these bales collected, and then we'll also use this tractor to bale up the corn stalks and all that, so I'm not using a big $300,000 8R just to bale. But yeah, so we're gonna keep rolling with this. I did install speed overdrive. I don't know if I've mentioned that since the last time we spoke in a video, but I do get to go a little bit faster now, a little bit cheaty, but it does make my life a lot easier. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep baling, they're gonna keep harvesting, and I'll be back with you when everything is finished up. All right, the corn has been harvested. We have cleaned up all the tractors, refueled and repaired them, and got everything dried and over in the distillery. And we have already made some whiskey. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to the latest episode of the Montana series. I will see you soon.